The disciple presents arguments supporting his doubts that has arisen under the influence of well-known philosophies and schools of thought. Regarding the third fundamental truth, which is it? The doership of the soul. In this verse, that is 71, the disciple says,
कर्ता जीवन कर्मणो कर्मज कर्ता कर्म अथवा सहज स्वभाव का कर्म जीवनो धर्म.
So, karta meaning doer, karta, doer. Jeev na karmano. So, he's saying the soul is not the doer of the karma. He wants to prove that. Guru wants to prove the soul is the doer of the karma. But the Shishya wants to give the options. Say, I don't want to believe that this, and I don't believe that the soul is the doer of the karma. So, karta, the doer, jeev na. Soul is not the karta of karma. Karta, jeev, na karmano. Got it? Then you have to give, then who is, you have to give the options. If the karma is there, because of the diversities he is observing, the question here is, who is the doer of that karma? The reason is karma is already, he is convinced. But who is the doer of the karma? So he is saying, karta jeev na, કર્મનો કરતા જીવ નથી તો કોણ છે? So in this he gives three options. Karma ja karta karma. The first option is karmas do karmas. Karma is the doer of karmas. I'll explain. Athva, or, so now I'm giving a second option. કેવો શિષ્ય છે, ગુરુએ ખાલી ચૂઝ કરવાનું. શું ખાવું છે? એક બૈરાઓ આમ પૂછે, શું ખાવું છે? એન્ડ ઇમેજિન કેટલું કામ વધી જાય પુરુષોનું. અને એક કે ઇડલી ખાવી છે કે ચટણી? થોડા સારા હોય તો કે ઇડલી ખાવી છે કે ઢોસા? વધારે સારા હોય તો કે સાઉથ ઇન્ડિયન ખાવું છે કે મેક્સિકન ખાવું છે કે ચાઇનીઝ ખાવું છે કે ગુજરાતી ખાવું છે કે એનીથિંગ. So second option, athwa, or it can be this way. He wants to know the truth. સહજ સ્વભાવ. માનસી જે જવાબ આપે તે. For no reason, automatically, accidentally, આવું થઈ ગયું બસ. એક્સ જરા સ્પીડ વધારી દીધી એટલે આમ થઈ ગયું. વાય જરા સ્પીડ વધારી દીધી તો છોકરી આઈ ડોન્ટ નો, છોકરો શેમાં થાય, છોકરી શેમાં થાય? X is a girl and XY is the boy. હા, એ ખબર છે કે નહીં તમને? હા. So X is the girl. તો Y આ તમારા કેસમાં what must have happened? X બધું why? મારા સ્કૂલમાં મારા ફ્રેન્ડે પૂછ્યું હતું. માય બેસ્ટ ફ્રેન્ડ જીતેન્દ્ર પંજાબી એન્ડ સ્કૂલમેટ, અને he had an elder brother, Vinay Punjabi, then he is Jitendra Punjabi, and then there was third one, Yogi Punjabi, Yogendra Punjabi, but we used to call him Yogi. So એક વખત મેં હસતા હસતા પૂછ્યું, મેં કીધું આટલા બધા બોયઝ શું કરે ઘરમાં? તો મેં કીધું તો કે માય મધર વોન્ટેડ અ ગર્લ. So try. થોડું મેં મસ્કરીમાં કીધું તો ચોથી વખત શું થયું? મસ્કરીમાં પછી બંધ કરી દીધી, મસ્કરી કરવાનું જ બંધ કરી દીધું. So I must have pinched his ego or what. તો કે first go and ask your mother કે first boy આવ્યો, પછી છોકરી આવી, then why did she go for the third? ત્યારે મેં કહી દીધેલું, સાચી ઘટના છે આ. ત્યારે મેં કીધેલું કે because I was not going to get married. So she he remembers that. So I was not getting married. So she wanted છોકરા ને છોકરી ને એના છોકરા ને એની છોકરી, આખો રૂમ ભરાઈ જાય એટલા છોકરાઓ જોઈતા. So why all this XX and XY? At one step, કોઈ વાર હજી એક બે સ્ટેપ સુધી તમે સમજાવી બી શકો, પણ at one step you will say કે એ તો બસ ઓટોમેટિક. I think હિતેશભાઈ had stopped at some point કે હવે કેમ આનો હાર્ટ બંધ થઈ ગયો, ફિટ હતો ને કેમ બંધ થઈ ગયું. ફિટ હોય તો હા, કોઈ રોગ નહીં કશું નહીં ને કેમ કેમ એટલે શું થઈ ગયું. મેં તો આ બધું કેમ તમે જ સ્ટાર્ટ કર્યું છે. મેડિકલ સાયન્સ હોશિયારીમાં તો કે વી હેવ આન્સર્સ ફોર એવરીથિંગ. સો વી આર આસ્કિંગ humbly. So there is one mentality which says कि don't go for cause effect. Quiz में भी कोई दफा है कि because every effect has to have a cause. Somebody said, right? Who said? Vineet Sarkar. Every effect has a cause. Why? But every effect should have a cause. Why? Just because you are saying Sarkar surname છે એટલે. Because Sarkar is saying every effect should have a cause, but why? There is one ideology which says, but why every effect should be? Can't you just say it just happened for no reason? No, there is no reason why Siddhant got married to Riya. There is no reason. Right? No specific reason. So the second option is Sahaj Swabhav. See what is written next to it. Karma binds automatically, accidentally. બસ જેમ શરદી થઈ જાય તેમ થઈ જાય બસ. Or third option, ka means or again. So this or this or this. So ka or karma jivno dar, karma acquiring karma or doing karma. I'll explain why I'm using these two words. Doing karmas, because there are two meanings of karma that I'll tell you. So karma is the nature of the soul, and because it's the nature of the soul to do karmas or to acquire karmas, so it's the nature of the soul. So you cannot ask why the nature of the soul is bliss. Why? You should have been sorrow. When you say nature, you don't question. So it's like there's nothing to question. It is his dharma. Kahan jivno dharma che. Dharma means nature. So it's a nature of the soul to be doing this or acquiring karmas, and so it acquires. And it will always acquire. It can never stop acquiring. I think we are done. Short meaning. So the same thing will be repeated in the short. The soul is not the doer of the karma. Then who is the doer? Three options. Karmas are done by karmas. Hence, karma is the doer of karmas. Explaining it in the bracket. Present karmas are the result of past karmas. Past karmas are the result of the past karmas. And this way the cycle goes on. Or, second, karmas bind to the soul automatically without any specific reason or condition. And third, karma, the bondage of karma is the nature of the soul. So the soul can never get rid of karmas. આમ તો આમ કંઈ વિવેચનની બહુ જરૂર નથી. Just to make it very clear, I'll take 5-10 minutes and clear all the three options again. So the Shisha is actually reflecting on the existence and the eternity of the. No, he's already convinced. He is not contemplating on that anymore. He is reflecting on the third fundamental. What is it? Doer. Who, and specifically doer of karmas. Here he wants to know who is the doer of that billing. He doesn't want to know. He wants to know who is the doer of the karma, which is the cause of all these diversities. So cause of diversities, and the question here is, who is the doer of karmas? Now, you should understand this. Karma in general, karma means action. So if I say Bhagavad Gita, first 6 chapters is Karma Yoga, means not how to do karma bandh. Karma means action, and action vakte how to be united with the divine, connected to the divine. That is Karma Yoga. Other 6 chapters is Bhakti Yoga, and then the last 6 is Gnan Yoga. So karma generally means action. For Jains, karma is something different. નાનપણથી કે કીડીને નહીં મારતી માનસી, શું થશે? કર્મ બંધ થશે. So we are taught karma means particles which bind the soul. We have never understood the word karma as actions. It can be good actions, it can be bad actions. But karma, if you go out of the Jain fold, karma would mean actions. There is no belief of karma as a karmic material particle. That's only explained in Jainism. In Buddhism, karma is just a law, nothing concrete, just a law. In so many philosophies, karma, they believe in karma theory, but nothing like karma as particles coming and acquiring and then clinging to the soul, and then the fruit away and uday thai, nothing like that. It's just a law. You sow, you reap. Simple. So karma in general means actions. So somewhere when I want to specify this, I'll be saying doing karmas. It can be auspicious, it can be inauspicious. What are you doing now? Auspicious what? Karma. Atana, you're doing auspicious karma. Half an hour પછી શું કરશો? રૂમ પર જઈને પછી એક રેડ બુલ ખોલશો કે એવું કાંઈ ખોલશો? કારણ કે આટલું બધું માથામાં નાખ્યું હોય તો you need to relax now. So it is bad karma. But it is karma only, some action. Here the action is of listening and there of relaxing, whatever. So both are karmas only. So karmas in general means actions. And Krapavadeve ગાથાઓ એવી રીતે બનાવી કે you can use it for both. Yeah. That's the beauty. So I just want to give you an example here कि all 3 options आपने बनने में लिए. The Jain way of karma. So the Jains believe karma is material particles for some reason which is not yet mentioned. Clinging to the soul. અને એવી રીતે કર્મનું લેયર બને. You call it karmanvargna. When it is attached to the soul, we call it karma. Then karmanu uday thai, and then we get the fruits, internal, external, and all. That's the whole karma theory according to the Jains. So it is a minutest form of you can say particles. Like what is the difference between ghauno lot and mendo? આ છોકરીઓને કંઈ ખબર છે કે નહીં? તો કે ઘઉંનો લોટ અમે ચપાટીમાં ખાઈએ અને મેંદાની અમે નાન બનાવીએ. બટ ઇટ ઇઝ ઓલ, ઇટ્સ ઘઉં કે ચના કે જુવાર કે બાજરા, ઇટ ઇઝ બોથ ઘઉં. પણ એક એકદમ ફાઇન પાર્ટિકલ્સ હોય તો મેંદો, એન્ડ ધેટ્સ વાય ઇટ સ્ટિક્સ ઇન યોર, you use good words for that, in your कौन? गट. हाँ, गट बोलो, स्टमक बोलो કે એ ચીટકે કારણ કે એટલા ફાઇન પાર્ટિકલ્સ હોય કે લોચો થઈ જાય, અને જેટલું ફાઈબર સાથે હોય એટલું ઇટ ઇઝ ગુડ ફોર હેલ્થ. એટલે જે આપણે ભાવે જ નહીં ને એવી રોટી ઇઝ ગુડ ફોર હેલ્થ. અને જેના માટે આપણે અશોકા આર કે બધે ભાગીને જઈએ It's made of the same material, but the finer it is not good for the health. So આ matter એકદમ gross છે અને the karmic matter is very subtle, but it is of the same Pudgal only. But એકદમ એ આવે, that's why you can't even see. Very fine, man. And it attracts, it gets bound to the soul. And so karma, in the sense the Jains understand, they understand as karma bandha. So acquiring karma bolis ત્યારે હું, when I want that meaning. From the atmosphere you acquire karmas. And when I want this meaning, I will be saying doing karmas. Like ઈશ્વરના કારણે કર્મ થાય છે. If I want to say that. But Ishwar is not interested in your karma bandh. He is just inspiring you to do some action. So their karma I will need for action. You understand? And when it is binding some matter, binding this and clinging to the soul, I will need the other meaning. I hope I have not made it very confusing, but you should know when a Vedanti is talking of कि मेरा कर्म तू, मेरा धर्म तू, तो जैन कैसे no कर्म नहीं, मारा धर्म तू. कर्म तो I have to get rid of. No, this karma means actions. All my actions will be for you. So you should know both the meaning, because very few, કેટલા ઓછા ને આ karmic theory of the Jains cover હોય. બાકી everywhere the karma is used, do your karma, do your duty. It is used that way. But if it's with attachment, it will cause bondage. If it's without attachment, then you remain free. So I hope you are clear with both the meanings. Okay. So this fellow means this great disciple of us, of the Sadguru, so is reflecting on who is the doer of the karmas. I showed you. So in his mind, he is feeling that the soul cannot be the doer of the karma. The soul has to remain pure, unattached, unbound. So why involve this soul and the soul's effort in karma and all? So he's not clear about it. So he has to give options, because he believes in the existence of soul. He believes in the existence of karma also. He already feels there is karma. But how this soul acquires this karma, who is the doer? It's because of the soul's effort, or it's because of the karma's effort? So he has given these three options in this verse. And then in other verse, he'll give two more options. And then he'll conclude that the soul is not the doer of the karma. And then the Guru will establish the soul is the doer of the karma. Are you clear? So first option, very fast. What is the first option? So let's take it that way. This is the soul, this is the karma. So karma is the doer of karmas. Karma is the doer of the karmas, meaning the new karmas are bound to the old karmas. And this way the chakra goes on. Now taking karma as action. So simple. Every action creates a chain of actions. We say it. Okay, every action has a equal and an opposite reaction. So આ action કર્યું એનું reaction આવશે. એ reaction માં જે action આવ્યું એનું reaction આવશે. And the old get connected to the. So there is a chain of actions, the previous action causing the subsequent one. The previous one causing the subsequent one. So if you take karma as actions, so every action has a seed of reaction. And reaction is also an action. So any reaction, there's a chain of actions, and you can never get free from this chain of actions. Past with present, present with the future one. That. Or if you want to take it in the sense of acquiring karmic matter, which is technically called karman vargana. For all practical purpose, we'll use karma only over here. We don't want to go deep. Fourth Padma avse, I'll explain. So if you want to take this line, karmaja karta karma, we can take it that way. The existing karma prompts the new particles of karma to get attracted and cling to the soul. The whole drama is between the past karmas and the present karmas, past and the present. Soul is an witness only. He is just seeing the khel, the dance, the drama of the past and the present karmas. So karma cha karta karma. Why are you saying it's all this is because of the soul's effort? That is going to be the first answer. That's going to be the first answer to this in verse 74. હોય અને ચેતન પ્રેરણા કોણ ગ્રહે તો કર્મ જડ સ્વભાવ નહીં પ્રેરણા આને મન થાય છે કે એક ઊભો થઈ અને મૌલિકના ફોરહેડ ઉપર જાઓ એને થાય છે આવું કહે કોને થાય કોને થાય ચેતનને હોય અને ચેતન પ્રેરણા કોણ ગ્રહે તો કર્મ પણ આને થાય મેટર ને થાય હાઉ આર યુ સેઇંગ મેટર ક્રિએટ્સ મેટર That's going to be the answer. There has to be a prompter for anything to be in action. There has to be a prompter. That is going to be the solution. I'm just talking about the query. કે આને કેમ નથી થતું કે આને જઈને આના ફોરહેડ ઉપર લેન્ડ થાવ કેમ કોઈ ચેતનને ક્રોધ આવે અને એ આ વસ્તુની હેલ્પ લઈ અને આમ ફેંકે but I'm not, it's just an example. He is so confident કે મારું થોબડું જોઈને તમને આવું જ કરવાનું મન થાય. So the new particles of karmas prompts the old karmas prompts the new particles of karmas to turn towards the soul, thereby coming and clinging to it. બેસે છે karmas. Okay, the whole thing is like this, and the Atma is untouched, unbound, not doer. This is going to be your sadhana. This is not the truth right now, but this is going to be the sadhana. Be a witness. Don't put your effort in acquiring karmas. Understand? So the first option, I think, in this case, you can't actually avoid the influx of karmas, right? Because the karmas are only doing. તમે જ બે કરતા હોય તો how can nothing? So there, I have to just helplessly be bound. Because the karmas, we are doing something to the karmas, and I am just helpless. I have to be bound. So again, he is not sure whether this solution is the right solution. So he is going to the second option. If you feel that this has so many problems, so many flaws in it, and therefore the soul cannot be the non-doer of karmas, soul has to be the doer of karmas, so I have another option to define this. And what is that? Athva sahat swabhav. That is wonderful. Most intelligent people answer this way. Or maybe medical fraternity will finally come to us. થઈ ગયું આને આ માંદો જ રહેતો હતો ને એને કોવિડ નહીં થયું ને આ હટ્ટો કટ્ટો ને કોવિડ થઈ ગયું બસ થઈ ગયું હવે એમાં આટલું વિચારવાનું શું સો મને તો આ સેકન્ડ ઓપ્શન બેસ્ટ ગમે છે સહજ સ્વભાવ by its own karmas, whatever the movement of karmas is, or whatever the actions are happening, actions or karmic particles, everything is on their own, automatically, spontaneously, by no soul's effort. Means soul's effort is not put in acquiring karmas or doing karmas. Everything just happens without any soul's effort, rather without any specific reason. X, Y, no reason. Okay? I think we are done with the second option also. Now the third is, it is the inherent quality of the soul. to acquire karmas or go on doing karmas, both meaning. કાં તો કર્મ કરવું, because you always have that man vachan kaya, so actions karvu, you cannot be without activity. The soul cannot be without activity for 1 second. So some activity he has to do. Either he can do the good one or the bad one. Only that much choice you have. But how will you negate this? Maulikji, if I want to throw this, that's why. How will you negate this? That activity is not the inherent nature of the soul.
If activity was the inherent nature of the soul, then all the souls would be continuously doing activities.
I'm seeing that.
Yes, but there are souls also who are without activity, the siddhas. And so if that is so, that proves that doing
So why are
activity-
some souls are not having activity and some souls are having activity? All embodied souls will constantly be in activity. And so what the Bhagavad Gita says, nobody can be without activity for one moment, is right. But it's not the inherent nature of the soul. Till you are in a state of embodiment, man, vachan, kaya સાથે છો તો સહયોગી છો, you have to be in some activity. Mind, body or soul. But once that, if you are not confined to a body, you are in a bodiless state, karmaless state, there is no activity activity in the sense actions. Yeah. So the third option is either the soul, its inherent quality is to act or acquire karmas. Do karmas or acquire karmas is jivno dharma. It's the inherent quality of the soul. And if it's the quality of the soul, it will constantly be acquiring karmas. So there is nothing like seeking liberation. You are saying, I want to destroy my swabhav. If you are talking about moksha. Fifth pad to aate જ નહીં જો આ proof થઈ જાય સતો. If this gets endorsed, so there is nothing like fifth pad only. Moksha che. Because moksha is not possible if it's my inherent nature or quality, innate nature or inherent quality or my property. Anything you can say. Inherent nature, innate quality, inherent quality, innate nature, or you can say, if it's my property. To do karmas, I'll be led only in that way to do karmas and be in bondage. There is no scope for liberation. You cannot stop it. If it's the property of the soul to acquire karmas, you cannot stop it. So simple, putting like all three, what is he concluding from all these three options? So the Shishya, the disciple, states pertinently, meaning related to the subject, that if karma is the nature of the soul, it can never be eliminated. It will go on acquiring karmas, it will never attain liberation. If it is the nature, jivno dharma hoita. If it is sahat swabhav, if it's not only in your control, again liberation is eliminated. And if the cause of karmas is the past karmas, cause of the present karmas is the past karmas, then also the soul is not the cause of the doer. The soul is not the doer of the karmas. So in all the three options, the soul is not responsible for doing karmas or acquiring karmas. Other two philosophies we will be taking tomorrow. Let's sing the next verse.
करता जीव न कर्मनो कर्मज करता कर्म अथवा सहज स्वभाव का कर्म जीवनो धर्म